How's it going, everybody? Back out again on my own. As lovely as it was to catch up with my friends on the last video, you know, you all know my sort of vibe. I do camping on my own, unless it's a lucky lady going in the tent of love. It's not very often I let people come camping with me, or I go camping with others. So yeah, I'm back out on my own for this video. How's it going? Hope we're all doing all right today. Let's head up into the pub. Back out on NT Res, which is on the outskirts of Darwin, so I'm near home. My original plans this week, we're going to do a 2-dayer. We're going to camp here tonight, walk over to Moors to Roddlesworth, camp there, go home. But Indiana Jones 5's just come out and I can't stop watching it. So I went changed my plans. I'm just going to do one here tonight and then walk to Roddlesworth tomorrow and meet Dad for some food. So yeah, but I'm going to slightly change up my pitch compared to where I usually go when I camp here, and I'm going to go a bit further in to a point in the woods that is allegedly haunted, and we'll get more into that in a little bit when we get there. But yeah, if you want to stick around and see what I get up to on this latest adventure, please do. Cue dramatic theme song. I just wanted to stop here for a breather and just show you this as a general point of interest. This is what's known as the Red Brick Quarry, a redstone quarry. Take your pick. Why do they call it Red Brick Quarry? Good question, onlooker, because of these red stains that can be seen on the stonework. Well, it's not work, is it really? It's just natural degradation all the time. So at the top of here, can't see it, is this tree. There. At the top of there is the other side of the forest, which is opposite to where I usually camp whenever I come to Entwistle, and that's where I'm going to go tonight. Mick and Caroline, shout out you two from the Winterville investigation team, had a bizarre supernatural encounter here. I don't know when it were, but they told me about it, because the last time I came here, Mick said to me, I know where you are, because there's a red brick quarry just a bit further down yonder, and they both saw a shadow figure around here in this exact forest where I'm going to go tonight. And they said it was 4 foot tall. It was like a see-through silhouette biped figure, and it had coloured eyes. That was its most distinct visual trait. A bit like Predator, and I think that's actually what he called it, the Predator. So yeah, so I thought, you know what, let's lols it and go on camping there tonight, because the last time I came here I did go for a mooch in what I later discovered was that exact forest, because when I got to the edge of this massive ravine I was like, oh, I know where I am, you know, kind of thing. And I was like, ah, this is the forest. So yeah, my last video I did with Winter Hill team and Leon and Spiro, sorry, in Roddlesworth. I weren't mega happy with it, if I'm honest. And then even further back than that, when I went to Scotland, I did make a video in Scotland, and obviously I lost it to the vortex because my phone died. And I weren't, like, I was happy to be filming, I guess, but I wasn't that bothered about it, because my last few times I've been out in wild, I've just wanted to enjoy it, as opposed to being like, oh, how's it going, everybody, kind of thing, you know. And I did think about taking a break from YouTube for a bit, but my Roddlesworth Wood, my last video, got a lot of nice comments, and it's given me a bit of confidence again to be like, yeah, come on, let's carry on making videos. I was just going to finish the Cumbria Way with the video and then just leave YouTube for a bit, but no, I'm going to carry on making videos and entertaining you guys like the professional idiots that I am. I'm going camping a paranormal forest tonight. I wanted to make a video that not only do I enjoy making, as opposed to it feeling like a chore, a necessity of when I'm out camping in wild, oh, I've got to make a video kind of thing, I need to find content. I wanted to do something interesting, something that I will enjoy, something that's interesting, and something that's going to keep me on my toes, quite frankly. You know, because if I am going, the last time I did go in that patch of forest, my chakras were going a bit. So if I'm going to stay there tonight, I mean, I don't think anything will happen. It never does. But, you know, that still doesn't change the reality of the situation, that I could be, at least on an energy level, experiencing something. Because that happens quite a lot, whether I show it on the camera or I don't. You know, I do pick up bizarre energies quite a lot when I'm out in the wild, camping or whatever. And it's just the case of, I've gotten so peaceful with that reality, it doesn't really bother me anymore like it used to. So yeah, so that's where I'm going tonight. Like I said, I'm just having I just wanted to have a bit of a breather for 10, do a bit of filming, and then I'm going to crack on and find my pitch. So see ya, and so I've got up here to the spooky forbidden forest. Granted, already feeling some energies in here. What a view though, come here, have a look at this. Look at that. View up onto the moors. Class that. And that down there is where I was before. It weren't looking likely then really for a good minute, Biggs and Bogs, because these pine forests, as atmospheric as they are, they're a pain to pitch in, because you can see all the contour lines along which these rows of trees have been planted in, and what you inevitably end up with is like that kind of motion. So if you pitch your tent like that, you're not going to be lying flat as such when you go to sleep. To the point where I am almost debating just to go back to my regular pitch, because even here, this opening here is the best I've found in here. Almost fly. This is the best I've found in terms of an open space, but I do really want to stop in here tonight. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to invest in a hammock or something like that, get me off the ground. But there is some interesting stuff in here. I mean, let me have a look at this here. Okay, this bike's just been stripped off that, and everything else is relatively untouched. So why is that there? Oh, I know why. It's that there. People not leaving no trace, that's what it is. There's just evidence of rubbish everywhere around here. You know, cans of beer. There was even like a disposable vape that had just been left next to a fire pit. Don't half tip me off, mate. People don't leave any trace. Because you all know I preach it. Leave no trace, it's not that hard. Tidy your mess away. Always bring a carrier bag in for your rubbish and you can take it home day after. So, that's something I don't like as well when I come into a forest and there's obviously been people camping in here because they just leave this shit lying around. Hate it. That itself kind of gives me an uneasy feeling. Kind of bounces my chakras off a little bit. I don't know. It might be worth just, maybe if I go pitch at my regular spot, just come and have a mooch around here later on when it's going dark. When I'm a bit trolleyed up. I'll see. I'm just going to chill here for a bit now and see how I feel in half an hour. See you in a bit. So I've made the executive decision to move away from the red brick forest. It was just as I was kind of, when I last left you, I went for a little look around, see if I could find any better alternatives. And the ground was just too uneven for starters, and then again the further I went in the more rubbish I found that had just been left, abandoned fire pits, and it just didn't sit right well with me gut instinct, because I've always said it, you know, well, number one, listen to your gut when you're out when you're in the outdoors, because it can, that's the difference between keeping you alive and you vanishing off the face of the earth. Dramatic. But no, it's true, always listen to your gut. You know, said it with Cumbria Way months ago when I was going to do a leg of it from Keswick back to Grasmere, that sort of general area. My gut told me that day when I got to Keswick, don't do this, it's a bad idea. And obviously I've relocated, which is what I'm doing now. I'm just going to go back to my usual pitch at Ente, because I feel safe there, I feel relaxed, I know I can pitch my tent up well there, and nobody, you know, certainly not the bit I go to anyway, nobody goes there, so I feel a lot better in that way. It's nothing to do with the shadow man. Yes it is. I might, if I'm later on, depending on what time I get stuck into my northerns, I might go back and have a look at it when it's going dark, see if I can find anything then. But for now, I'm arriving at the Biasin Valley. I'm heading to my usual pitch, and yeah, I'm going to get set up. I'm going to do a bit of a demo at Lanshan, even though I have shown it you before. In fact, last time I camped here I showed you at Lanshan. But yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to go for a quick recce tomorrow for this Ramblers path that I'm using to get back to Ruddlesworth. So, see you in a bit. Now remember, Mum, these are tent poles, not walking sticks. I've shown you all this before. These are trekking poles. I set mine to a nice 145. They only go a bit higher than that anyway. That's what pins your tent up. What I'll do now. The key to it is when you actually, before you put these in, the first most important job is putting your pegs in. I bought these from Go Outdoors a couple of days ago. They are, well, the packaging's been ripped because I had to check the quality of them. These are called power pegs, and they just look like shitty bits of plastic, but they hopefully go in the ground quite nicely. Not looking promising so far, TBH, but let's give it a go. So you want to put 2 in on both ends, but not too tight, otherwise it will rip the material of the tent. Just realised you can't even see what I'm doing, so I'm going to have to bring you down to ground level. Just rest you against this rotting tree. Hope that's better. I'll show you what I do now. As opposed to going nuts, like I say, I'm really fastening it down hard. Just put them in nice and gently like that to start with, and then you can fasten them tighter when you've got the tent poles in. Such a simplistic tent to set up as this. Oh, I'm just going well easy then. It did come with pegs, the Lanshan, but and the smaller versions of these that I'm using today, but they're so, because they're made of steel, they were quite sharp. They catch your hand and weren't particularly pleasant. Come on. Whoa, down she goes. Oh no. Yeah, she's gone down. You will experience technical difficulties like that setting up this tent because it is so lightweight. Once you've got her up properly, she's as sturdy as they come. Come here, girl. We'll have to go back to old pegs. So there you've got the two main bits up. This is where the fun of it comes. You can start tightening these original pegs now, so that it's got more shape and volume. Oh yeah, the shite of these plastic ones. That were a waste of £7 all. And the logic was today, because it's been a bit rainy, the ground would be really soft, but I guess not. So they went in very nicely. For some strange reason. Right. I'm going to turn you off for a bit and come back when she's all set up properly. So there she is, all set up now. She's not looking as curvaceous as she normally does. I've said it before about this tent, you know, there's me then doing that sort of a tutorial, being like, oh, it's so easy to set up as this tent. There were a few fuck my life then when I turned the camera off. It's this ground, because it's just, even in here, I know there's a lot of greenery in here, but those tree contour lines are still there. So it's a bit of a ball ache, you know, like, this tent is designed for flat ground. It doesn't work for versatile terrain. As easy and simplistic as it is to set up, in some ways it is very flawed. Listen to me bashing Landsham. I love this tent. But it is flawed, you know, and I'll tell you, when we get back to winter, I won't be using it, because there's no way it's a 3-season tent at best. You know what I mean? This won't keep you warm properly at winter time, not like the Vanguard will. And them heavy duty pegs, whatever they were called, they're a piece of shit. I'm taking them back to go outdoors. They're rubbish. Anyway, whatever. Look at my little setup, mate. Look, I got zebra print oddballs on washing line, because one of my water bottles, the cap had fallen off in my rucksack, and it's gone all the way down to the bottom and soaked all my clothes for tomorrow. Lovely stuff. So yeah, I'll try and get a fire going later on, see if I can dry them out a bit, but it's probably pointless in it, really. I might as well just walk back in what I'm wearing. This is how good my leave no traces are. This is where I had my fire last time. And apart from that there, can you tell? Like, really? She don't look too bad, does she? She's deceptively big, you know, at Landsham. It's because of the porch areas. They're so spacious. They take up a lot of the area, ground area. Yeah, apart from that there. So it's about 7:10, and yeah, just chilling out. I've had a brew while I was watching Hayes Outdoors, and it was mad because when I was watching his latest upload, you know, I've said it before, he'll never see this obviously, but he's been a big hero of mine, a role model, inspiration, whatever you want to call it, that gave me encouragement to wild camp. And he was doing a video where he was going up a weighing right with some friends, and he was on the Cumbria Way, and he went past the alpaca farm, you know, at the edge of Derwentwater, through Grange, and I was like, I went there. I was there at the start of June. And I just got a massive buzz, you know, like, to think that, you know, last week I was not really asked about YouTube that much at the moment. And, you know, obviously his videos on YouTube are what inspired me ultimately to make my own videos and gave me courage to camp on my own. Good stuff. I've been for a little hike recce over on moors after I pitched up, just to get an idea at job tomorrow, because I'm gonna hike back to Roddlesworth to meet Dad. I think that's the plan anyway. And I had multiple choices. Could go on to Darwin Moors, or you can basically, it's like a straight horizontal rambler's path to the A road that runs past Roddlesworth. And I think I'm going to do that, I reckon. So I can't be asked like going up peaks and fells tomorrow on a couple of biscuit bread things and an apple and a banana. So it's a nice little easy couple miles back to Roddlesworth, and then I'll just follow the A road back to Woods and then to Royal, hopefully, where we can get something to eat. So yeah, that's the plan. But I was mortified when I came back Biggs and Bogs, because when I was getting my brew kit out, I opened my tent up and the inner sheets were just fucking covered with flies. And I'm like, it's my own fault because I forget the midget spray every time I come out now. It's just running trend with me. But they've calmed down a bit now, to be fair. Now it's cooling down. They have calmed down a bit. I've made a fire pit for later on. But yeah, it reminded me of when you watch a nature documentary and you see like buffaloes in Africa during a drought, and they've just full covered their faces and their nostrils and their ears are just covered in flies. In fact, you can still look at them. keep doing that, keep bloody cutting the video off when I think I'm pressing the reverse button back onto my mug. As I always say, I'm kind to God's creatures, but man, they're assholes and midges. They're horrible. So I had to use pretty much all last of my deodorant to try and kill them all. So I'm going to stink tomorrow, sorry Dad. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm probably going to give them a ring in a bit. I might go back there into spooky forest where red brick quarry is later on. Just for a mooch about and sit there, but I don't know if I can be bothered, Biggs and Bogs. I think I just want to enjoy my fire and have a couple of days. See how I feel in another hour or so. I'm going to give Dad a bell soon and then take it from there. So, yeah. See you in a bit. So this probably won't be first time I come over to this side of forest tonight, I reckon. So just for context, my side of Entwistle, if you will, is just through there, and then this is the other side where there's this what Mick and Caroline saw they called a shadow person, the predator as he deemed it. Let's have a look at this meadow first before we go any further. Very pretty, beautiful. We're riddled with ticks, that. But it's, even as you approach it, like back when my pictures, I feel very relaxed and content. But even as you approach it, there is, before Mick had even told me what he'd seen in here, there is some dodgy AF energy in here, you know. And so it's kind of like this. I mean, you saw it a little bit before when I was looking for a pitch. It's like this all the way around. But then right in the centre, you've got this huge covering of these spruce conifers. And it's, you know, last time I came in here, I went and tried to have a little look in there. And it's that thick and, you know, impenetrable. That's a funny word. Impenetrable. I don't think you could, like, if you want to say a Bigfoot, 7 feet to 8 feet tall UK wild man, mooching about in something that thick, you'd hear it. But if something wanted to lay low, and oh, hey up, what's that? Oh, it's just a squirrel. Something running on the floor. I've seen a stoat here before, actually. That was quite cool. But yeah, if something wanted to just lay low in there, look how thick all that is there. In comparison to how bare this is, it's odd that it's right in the middle there, and it just goes all the way around this where it's spaced out with these bare pine trees. But all that's growing in there. It's a little bit peculiar. Yeah, if something wanted just to sit there and hide and lay low for a bit, I could see that for sure. But yeah, these shadow people, shadow men. Why can't it be shadow woman? Shout out for gender equality or whatever. If it were a shadow woman, I won't be anywhere near as frightened or intimidated. Not that I'm, you know, that makes me sound really misogynistic, but I'd be like, come back to the tent of love. Let's christen Landsham. Felt like I heard something then. Tiny little whoop. I'll have to listen back to that when I get back to my pitch and edit this, carry on editing. Yeah, to my understanding, these shadow people, it's a very vague term for a paranormal entity, I guess, that assumes a bipedal human-like frame like we do, and they just sort of seen and scatter, you know, in the forests. I don't know what they are, or what, you know, if they're something ghost-like, or potentially, you know, more Bigfooty, supernatural Bigfoot, or if it's something a bit malevolent, like a demonic spirit. I don't know. Not that gemmed up, mate, but it is pretty in here. It's just a shame about all the rubbish that's strewn about. Hence why I'm not camping in here tonight. So I would have done our game for it. But the rubbish, just the rubbish alone annoyed me. You know, the contour lines, you can see how they go like that. It's just not suitable for a flat pitch. Might be high time that I invest in a hammock bed, because Leon and Spiro last weekend at Ruddlesworth, they had that, and Lee did as well. They looked fantastic, but they were not cheap. But then again, neither were Land Jam. So yeah, just gonna carry on having a mooch around in here. See you in a bit. So we've got it going. Look at that tiny little fire. All this greenery. There's no harm in it, bigs and bogs. And even this here, she were another shy one. Took a bit of time to get her going, but yeah, there's some heat coming in that now, so you'll be able to just put more or less anything on there. I mean, we had a tiny little shower this morning where I live. Well, it were a fierce shower, but it was tiny nonetheless. It only lasted all of 5 minutes. That's enough to soak this woodland and surrounding countryside, because the ground's damp anyway. You know, like I've said it before, you know, getting fires going this time of year, it's look at my hat. Getting fires going, unless it's like ridiculously hot, when there's no need for them anyway. Getting a fire going at best of times in this country is no mean feat. So yes, I'm stuck into a few cans now and enjoy my fire. If I get that drunk later on, I'll probably, I know myself well, I'll probably go back for a look around that haunted forest, but I'm not really asked, especially now I've caught that weird audio on my camera. We'll see what, you know, others in the community think when I upload this to YouTube. That's good enough for me, really. So yeah, had a nice afternoon here. In for a good night, hopefully. See you in the morning. Good night. Look at all that. Absolute fucking disgrace. Pardon me French. I managed to find a little channel in the greenery to get me into that thicket of trees in the haunted forest. I found this nice little opening here. So, pretty cool place for a pitch, that. And them black trees. That has come from a fire pit that's not been tidied away properly. The heat's travelled under it into the roots of the trees and scorched them. I'm sorry, Bigfoot. I'm sorry. No wonder they don't want it to do wheels. People just... We could do better as a species. I'm talking out like to Bigfoot right now. Like telepathically. Yeah, I slept well as usual. I was listening to... I forgot all the way around, I think, here. I was listening to... I woke up, set me alarm for about 8 o'clock. When it went off, I was still a bit tired, so I thought I'll go back to sleep for a bit. And then I was listening to this... it sounded like a hollow tapping noise, you know, like a wood knock or whatever. And when I got up, they were keeping me awake, so I thought I'll just get up. So I got up and yeah, I having my breakfast and I was watching the trees sway like that, and they were tapping against each other. I was like, that's what made that noise. That's quite a nice little bushcraft shelter. But yeah, I'm gonna show you all this morning. Not you bigs and bogs, you don't count because you're lovers of nature like me, but I'm gonna show the average Joe and Jane blogs that decides to come out here at night and not tidy up, how to properly tidy your fire pit away, pack up, then meet Dad. So, see you in a bit. Right, I'm going to show you now how to tidy a fire pit away properly. You can't see from over there, but last night I just had a little circular fire pit. I chucked my rocks away before I went to bed last night, so I won't have as much to do in the morning. All you need is a strong sturdy stick and a decent bit of water, and your fire debris you've got left the day afterwards, just soak it down as so. And then with your strong stick you're going to start mulching it up until it's reduced amount, all the way down into the ground so you can see soil again. Don't worry about getting your hands mucky, because well, at the end of the day, if you're coming out wild camping, you're roughing it for a night, you are essentially doing what a homeless person does. You're going to get dirty. And then once it's all broken down, it's just simply a case of covering it up, cleverly disguising it, make it look like there's nobody ever here. How long did that take? Probably about 2 minutes. Put a bit more pine needles on. Doesn't hurt. Let me show you. Come. Obviously I'll put my bottles in my bag. Tesco bag with all my rubbish in. Fire pit tidied away. Leave no trace. Clink, clink, clink. Excuse me. I wonder what's in my rubbish bag. But yeah, as you saw, leave no trace. Never a known I was there. Yeah, another lovely wild camp in the bag. Just heading back to the main path now. On to the main road. Then I can go meet Dad. But yeah, there was one point last night where I very, very nearly almost debated just sleeping outside on my mat with my bag, because the midges again. Good lord, it's my own fault because I always forget my midge spray, but I hate them. I hate midges. I'm almost excited for long night winter wild camping again, to have a flipping break from midges, man. I rang Luke up last night, shout out Luke, and we were just talking about midges, and we were trying to decide what is their evolutionary purpose on this planet. They're just assholes. Like, they relentlessly try and get me every time I come out. Like, am I that tasty? All they do is eat shit. Do I taste like shit? I hope not. But then he was like, well, you know, I suppose they're a good food source for bats. And we both agreed we like bats. Love a good fruit bat. Or a vampire bat. Or whatever. So that's basically the point of fleas on this planet. It's to feed other animals. I must not forget my midge spray for my next wild camp. When will my next wild camp be, you may ask? I don't know actually yet. Not got any plans as such for the next couple of weeks. I reckon I'm probably going to go back and finish the Cumbria Way in August now. I reckon it's looking like, because I did get a right good wage this time from work, because I had a lot of time off poorly in May, so into June, and it's set cut off pay works and all. You get so much money from one month and another, so I didn't really get a brilliant wage. But yeah, I'll go back in August and finish it. I'm looking the other day from Keswick to Carlisle, it's 25 miles ish. So I've done 50 miles of it. Wahey! So yeah, nearly there. We're nearly there, Cumbria Way, nearly done. So yeah, I don't know what I'll see you again next, but if you've made it through to the end of the video, thank you as always. It's much appreciated. You can subscribe if you haven't. Don't have to if you don't want to. And I'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.